Wah, 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 wah. Is it to get fleas out of my hairdo?
Good morning. What day is it? You're right. Friday. Yes, what are you going to do?
There's an old curiosity shop. Every once in a while I go by there for the fond recollections that lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Okay, dear loved ones, you are simply not going to believe this. Wait until you look at my cart. I didn't film myself pulling any of these things off of the shelf, and now somebody's following me because they see what's in my cart. I have to move. Can you see what's in my cart? Okay, I've got to move. This man is following me, and I don't want him to engage me in conversation. Look what's in my cart. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Okay, I need a chair. I have to sit down. Okay, I've calmed down a little bit and gotten my breath back. There's probably nothing to show you now. I literally walked in to this thrift shop and I took a look down one aisle, and the first thing I saw were the jadeite mixing bowls, then the carnival glass. Oh my goodness, then probably the Jefferson glass, then the pink, then the pottery, then the mixing bowl set, and then these. You just wait until we get out in the car. I think I have probably one of the best. This has got to be one of the best. Immediately walk in. This is just like hitting the jackpot in this cart right here. Well, I am just stunned that I just found all of this in one thrift shop. Oh. Okay, well, now, my gosh, after that, everything is going to seem like a letdown, but I've just gotten started. 13 Flow Blue saucers for $14.99, and they look like all various saucers. You know, I love me some Flow Blue. These are probably English. Yeah, of course. And that's nice. I don't really do much with these spring blossom or whatever they call it, mugs. They're okay. And then there's some blue willow down here. Okay. I think I'm going to move to another aisle. I think I've picked this one clean. I just cannot believe this cart. Look at this guy. Isn't that wonderful? He is $6, and I'm looking to see if anything is broken. I really want to check to see when you find these metal pieces, especially if they're pop metal, you gotta look them over carefully for cracks, breaks. I don't see any on him. Oh yeah, that's exactly what you want. Look at that old felt on the bottom. You see that? That old cloth felt? Love the fact that that's still there. So he was probably used as a clock topper, possibly. And he's in good shape. Okay, you just gallop on into my cart. Jiminy Cricket, this doesn't happen every day. Now this is not a bait and switch. Everything that you saw in that picture on the counter as I was checking out, let's look at it. I didn't get just one, no, I got two. Have to look them up, not gonna do it now, no worries, but look at that beautiful opalescent candy dish. Did I tell you? Two, matching pair. But wait. Pink, cute little McCoy planter. But wait. Not one, not two, but four. Georgian pattern. Now, The Georgian pattern was made by everybody. I can think of at least 6 companies, probably 8, that made this particular pattern in these little tumblers. So it'll take a hot minute to figure out exactly which company produced this set. No, not 2, but 4. No cracks, no chips. Yes, they glow. Yes, they're from circa late 20s, early 30s. Little duck for Easter time, made out of pottery. Who made you? You say USA on the bottom, so you know you're just one of those companies. I couldn't believe. I still can't believe. A pretty carnival glass bowl. Yep. Marigold on a clear base. That's pretty. Not that unusual, but for autumn season, I love it. A little dusty, but I don't often find pink depression, elegant depression, cut bread serve. This could be, this shape is usually considered for bread, rolls, that kind of thing. Look at that, in excellent condition. Even my cell phone got excited. These were all bundled together. That's an ice cream scoop. I know that. Wah, 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 wah. With a red handle made of wood. That thing has a red Bakelite handle. Now I know that I'm supposed to know what that's for, but I don't. Is it to get fleas out of my hairdo? Anyway, you kitchen people can tell me. That is a little prong thingy, maybe for ice, but look at the way it works. I've never seen one like that. Wee, 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 wee. So I love him. All right, those 3. And then, look at this. Oh, a lovely horse on a base. Could be, it's about the size of a clock topper, but it might not necessarily have been used for one. Clock toppers were really not something that you saw as much really in the 20s and 30s. It's an earlier fad. So this might have just been a desk ornament, but it is, as I said, it's right on the cusp of old enough to being a what's called a clock topper, to sit on the top of those old flat mantle clocks. Yeah, he's in good shape, and you know I love that beautiful old felt that's on the bottom. Then a beautiful green cake stand, one I haven't had before, and it's got stylized flowers on it of some type. So not the typical sunflower one that I see made by Jeanette. And of course it is in that wonderful green glass that everybody flips out over because it glows. And then, not just the little one, but the big one too, the mixing bowls that have nothing on the bottom of them. And so I already have a set of these that go with my Magic Made mixer. But I suppose this set, Jadeite, also went with the Sunbeam mixer. A lot of the early mixers used this thick, creamy milk glass, green Jadeite glass, as their mixing bowls. And it is the pair. And these, of course, are contain uranium and will also glow under a black light. And then finally, now let me tell you, all 4 of them, $7.99, and all 4 of them are there. This green glass, I always get my Unpacking, my Federal, and my Jeanette, sometimes confused with the old mixing bowls. Doesn't matter, I'll look them up as soon as I get home. But you'll find these in a, I don't know why I'm always fiddling with that. You'll find these in, this is the lighter shade of green that I actually, there are a couple of shades of green for these mixing bowls. See how that's a little bit, and it might not show it here, but see this is darker. Of course it's made by a different company. But this is that sort of lighter shade of green that I like very much. All 4 nesting bowls. Where's my iced tea? I'm quietly excited. You know, that just doesn't happen. I'll find good things here and there, but I was in the right place at the right time. In fact, if I'd gotten there 5 minutes earlier, or maybe 2 minutes earlier, or went down another aisle, I would have gotten the complete pink gooseberry Pyrex set with lids. You know why? Because I ran into a lady and she said, "Ooh," looking in my cart, "is that jadeite?" And I went, "Ooh," looking in her cart, and I said, "Oh, is that gooseberry pink Pyrex?" Can you imagine if I had, so we congratulated each other. I was admiring her Pyrex, which I would have made a bucket load of money on, but wouldn't have gotten that excited about. The Depression era items came to me. The 1960s era items went to her, and we both were thrilled and walked away as excited as, I don't know, what were we excited as? Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, your birthday, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Easter all at the same time. Now, what am I going to keep and what am I going to sell? I don't know. You know I'm in the business to sell, so we'll have to wait and see when I get home and I'll make a decision. But I am so thrilled that I found all of this at the very first thrift shop. Let's keep shopping. Okie dokie, I am in thrift store number 2, but I'll tell you what, I am still flying high over the items that I found in my first shop. So it just can't get any better than that. It simply can't get any better than that. But, woo, who knows? I just went, woo, that was a funny noise. Okay, let's see what we can see. I know people love these little candle holder thingies, but I don't know. How about an old lamp? How about a really nice old lamp? No, it doesn't look like that's gonna happen today. What about some nice old furniture? That is in an old-fashioned style. I don't need that particular chair. In fact, you know, I don't need any chairs, to be honest. I've got enough places to sit down. I have more places to sit down at my house than Heine's to put in chairs.
For 20 years I'm saying to myself, you are needing one more chair.
Let's see if there's anything good over here. All right. I think, you know how I am. I usually don't leave the camera on while I'm just marching up and down the aisles like this, because I feel like, you know, I don't know, is it boring to see Easter decor, Kohl's ceramic cupcake? Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I guess I've never asked you, do you like me keep just leaving? Oh. Okay, I was in her way. Do you like me leaving the camera on as I walk along and go, Or do you sort of like a combination of me turning the camera on and off, but especially turning it on when I find something that I really am excited about and want to highlight. Which do you prefer? Huh? Okay, this is what I mean about turning the camera on when I think I see something exciting. Look, now, before I get myself all jumping up and down and doing my happy dance, this stuff is usually chipped. Let's get down here and see what we're gonna see. We have got a set of pink, and this is either going to be, well, you already know. Running my hands around the outside, it's $2.99 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Get out of town. This shows up quite often in crystal, but it's not as easy to find in pink. Okay. Is that Miss America by Anchor Hocking? Okay, let's see. If this is, you see all these little points? Now you know I'm collecting this in crystal, and most of the examples that I have are the English hobnail produced by the Westmoreland Company. I think this glass is filthy, so I can't really see how beautiful it is in terms of its luster, but I've got a hunch that this is the Anchor Hocking Miss America. And I'm not believing that I don't find any chips on any of these points, and I'm also not believing that they're selling them for $3. That bundle. Okay, I think that I'm going to need an oxygen mask. Let me go sit down. That's a really pretty Macbeth Evans petalware piece. See there? Painted. I see this quite often painted. Now that's not something that someone did at home. That's done in a decorating room in a factory. Gosh, if you can find this petalware in the pastel, the petalware pastels, ooh, now you're talking about some high prices. This, not quite as valuable. It's pretty though, and it's $2.99. Yeah, I guess. That's kind of difficult, just that one plate. Oh, okay, I'll get it. I'll stick it in there. But let's put a few pictures. I haven't checked on the net in a while. Let's look at a few recent solds for Macbeth Evans petalware in pastels, just to give you an idea how much they're worth. Wow, if you can find it. Oh, look at these. I bet many of you already know what this thing is. I'll have to tell you later if you don't know. I can't demonstrate it because in order to do so, I'd have to have 2 cell phones. Well, anyway, I guess I'll go ahead and tell you. So you stick your cell phone down in here, you turn your music on, and then simply through the physics of acoustics, the music comes out of your cell phone, goes up this little tube, and the old-fashioned radio horn amplifies it a little bit. It's kind of fun. I'll show you some other time. It's only $3. I like it. I would buy pizza right there just because the sign is Jadeite. very similar to what I have in my dining room. And these were popular in the 1930s. You know, it's funny because oak was old-fashioned by the time we get into the 30s, and yet it still lingered on a little bit with these sort of English pub table style, Jacobean style dining sets, usually for smaller houses. And you can see, if I turn over here, that the oak is quarter sawn, and someone asked me about that in the other video. It's literally cut on the oak is quartered when it's milled, and that's what gives it. You'll hear people call this tiger oak. Now, there's no such thing as a tiger oak tree, but the more technical term is quarter sawn. And these are the rays, the medullary rays in the oak. And when you cut it this way, you get this undulating pattern. And everybody loved golden oak at the turn of the century and just before. So this lingers into the early 30s a little bit. Very nice. Look at how pretty this Noritake set is. Now I've been studying it, and doggone it, I wish that I could get something complete out of it. So I'm not going to purchase this. Remember, I'm always thinking not from the heart, but from a business standpoint. And I guess the issue with this is, you know, well, it's all priced individually, but there are 3 either saucers or little tiny bread and butter plates. 2 lemon servers. Here's 1 muffinier. Now that's priced $5. A muffinier would hold powdered sugar for your breakfast table. 2 serving pieces, which are pretty, and then these 2 little dishes here. So it's beautiful. Oh, and there's a vase. Now I could just buy the vase at $5, you know, but how about we just leave it all there? Let someone else come along who might be interested in buying the whole collection of it, because I can't really get anything. I don't think I can do much with that. It's a little too random, but it is beautiful. Now, however, I did just buy, well, I didn't buy it yet, but I plan on it. There's that whatever that pattern is, I can't remember, in this depression bowl. So that's only $2.99, and I forget whether that's Macbeth Evans or not. But once again, I've got my little pocket depression book out in the truck, and I don't have to have all these memorized, and neither do you. You just recognize it, and if it's not got any chips on it, and it's in good condition, why not? Why not? Okay. Now, anybody my age and older is going to remember this, because didn't somebody in the family always have this Lefton Christmas decorations here? Well, not decorations, what am I trying to say? You know what I mean. Hey, I'm buying these, and you know why? Well, I'm going to tell you why in the truck, and I think you're going to be excited. Hey, I've never found the biscuit jar. Have you? Let's review. I've always wanted one of these little things, and so now I have one for $2.99. You can see it in operation sometime later. Now, I've got to tell you that I bought the biscuit jar. Boy, I don't think I've ever found this before. In fact, I know I haven't. Didn't even know they made one. This holly and ivy or holly berry pattern made in Japan and sold Lefton by Lefton, or manufactured by Lefton, was so popular in the 1960s. I grew up, in fact, my mother still uses it, a divided candy dish. I can see it now with all those Christmas candies in it. And then also the candle holders. This stuff is really prone to chipping, and but all of these pieces are in excellent condition, and I might as well tell you right now, come and see me Monday night, this coming Monday night. It's the last Monday in July. And you won't just come and see me, because you'll also see the Jeffrey Reed, who is launching his own YouTube channel. And he will join me Monday night on my channel, our channel, for a Christmas in July sale. He's moderated for me several times before. And you remember the wonderful Florence Harding cookies. Ooh, those cookies were actually better than you think I thought they were. That was a funny little sentence. Anyway, come see me Monday night. Jeffrey will be up in Massachusetts at his house, but we're doing a Christmas in July live sale between the two of us. And that will be his sort of inaugural event. I think that will be his very first live sale, although he fiddled around with, I forget the name of that other site. Pink, I love it. Once again, that is, I don't know, is that a dogwood pattern? I'll look it up. And then, of course, you know I collect these candy jars from the 1920s. This one is clear. I'm not afraid to buy them in clear glass because of the diversity of these bad boys, meaning year-round. Christmas candy, Halloween candy, Easter candy. It all looks really well inside of them, and that's going to date to the 1920s. And lastly, what a delight, these pink, there are 5 of them, and they are luncheon plates. Keep your eyes out for anchor hocking in pink. It does a little bit better than in crystal, and this is the Miss America pattern. Take a look. It's in a book. No, it's right on my screen. Look at how much some dinner plates sold for. Wow, that's what they sold for recently. Those are dinner plates. Now look, here's what some luncheon plates sold for. A little bit less, but good grief. I'm not going to shake a stick at that. Wow. So remember, some of these depression glass, people say, well, depression glass is dead, blah, blah, blah. Come on now. Some of these patterns are still doing well, and you can do well too if you find them. Now I'm off to maybe 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 more thrift shops. Come on, let's go. Oh my goodness. Am I gonna buy all 6 of these? I will. Now they are expensive, I will tell you that. $15 for the 6 of them, but they're not chipped. They're antique. There is a picture that matches them, not here, but one exists. And this is not the Ellie Smith crackle, but a lot of times you'll hear this called Tree of Life. And I just cannot say no to a set of 6 of them. Even at $15, I've simply got to do it. So into the cart they go. You know I love an Art Deco radio, and there's one. I especially love the grill. Yes, I do. This is mid-1930s, and it is a silver tone, and so you know that means Sears and Roebuck. Now it's priced at $199, and I'm not surprised that a thrift store would price it at that. Your regular old radio collectors would not be interested in that for $199. You might find a radio collector that would give you about $50 for it. The cabinet needs some work. It's nice that the knobs are there, but these old floor models don't do as well as tabletop radios because you have to have the space to store them. This one is a, well, not horrible, but it is a complete, it's gonna need a complete restoration. Of course, they all do. And anyway, it's the kind of thing that when you look at it, people might think it has a lot more value than it actually does. These old radios actually did have more value 30 and 40 years ago, but there aren't quite as many radio collectors today as there were. It's just not as popular as it was. And with most things and with many things in the antique world, the market has changed. So what am I telling you? I'm telling you that $199 is pretty expensive for that. And it's beautiful, but we'll say no. Look at the sewing machine. Ooh. Now, what's over here? I don't need a coat rack. And I'm not sure what this monstrosity is. I think it might be something that was been, yeah, that's not old. That's relatively new. And that's a pretty table, but I'm interested in what I might find over here in lamps. Let's take a look at the lamps. A bookend that was originally made sometime around 1930, and you'll find this cold painted in many different, with just different color schemes. A lot of folks, I often find this in the Christmas department, and in fact, that's where it was in this store, because everybody thinks that's Santa Claus. Looks like him. It wasn't marketed as Santa Claus. It's just a portly old man, spectacled, pipe smoking. Look at the pup under the chair, and he's sitting there in front of his fire and his kettle. The clock upon the mantle ticks out, it's getting late. And he's reading his book, and he's probably going to fall asleep. That one bookend is priced at $9, and I'll probably leave it. You can see the marks on the back and the felt that's on the bottom. This one is a type of a plaster, not electroformed. I've bought and sold this set 2 or 3 times in my lifetime, and it's a charming bookend, and it would be pretty at Christmas time. I think since there's just one, we'll leave him to his book. See you, Grandpa. Look at this. Look at this. Do you want to be in my little film? Do you want to be in it? You know, she doesn't want to be in it. I just met, can I say your name? Who? Janet. Janet, I just met Janet here at the store, and we were talking, and then as Janet was talking to me, because she recognized me, I went, didn't I, Janet? Yes, you did. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me turn this camera off. Hold on. Oh my word. Now that's old, and it might be English. It might be English. It's made of oak, has a tiny little mirror on it. Look at me. Wah, wah, wah. And 3 hooks. And this probably hung by the front door, and there probably was a lint brush, maybe a comb, and some other little implement, so that you could make sure you could check your look before you walk out the front door. That's probably what that was. It's $3.50. And it's old, and it's mine once I pay for it. Well, I can never remember whether it is Imperial or Jeanette who did this, but no worries, because I might be keeping it and searching for the picture that goes with it. So 6 of these, yeah, I paid, what I tell you, $15 for the 6 of them. Well, every once in a while, you know, you have to pay for something. And then a cheese and cracker set minus the underpants, but we have a ladle, and that's an original one from the 1920s. And then I won't try to pull that off, but this is decorated with that enamel paint. And even though there's no base to it, I still decided I would buy it. And then a Deco Farber Brothers piece that I paid more than I wanted to, but I paid for it. I paid $10 for it, so there's profit in it. The margin is a little tight for me in terms of how I'm able to make a living, but I went for it because I just don't see this. Cambridge usually made the glass, and the Farber Brothers in Brooklyn made the chrome, and these usually come out. So there's a pretty little Amberina divided candy, nuts, and I can never really say no to those. Okay, so you get back down in there. And then what am I going to do? Then I'm going to wipe my hands off and my face. What about that bookcase? I do not know, but whether or not I will have time to show it to you today, because I am really busy. It's Friday, and I have plans tonight. So I still have to have time to do everything else that has to be done today. But oh my goodness, I'll at least take a picture of it, and we can look later. $50 for a circa 1918, 1920 pillars on the sides, scrolls on the top, bun feet, 2-door glass mahogany bookcase, and I paid $50 for it. And I still have 1, 2, 3 more shops to go. I think it's time for a boiled egg. Just a little bit of pepper, which I just got all over the seat of my pants, and a little bit of salt. Yes, I'm filming myself, lady. It seems like it's... Ooh. Gotta have a wah-wah. Oh, I love a boiled egg, don't you? All right, these little pink guys are $1.29 each, and I'm gonna rub my hands over them, see if we have any chips, and I'm gonna put them in my cart. As many as don't have chips. They're etched, they are pink, and they're from the Depression era. Wonderful. Somebody stop me. I do not need another Anchor Hocking Royal Ruby Red Punch Bowl. And I said I wasn't going to get any more. Unless they are complete with their base, and the base is down in there. You can't see it, but I can. It is down in there. See it right there? See, right there? That's the base. They're always disconnected, and they're usually missing. Oh my gosh, that weighs 1,000,000 pounds. I need to join a support club. A support, what is it? Not a support club. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Oh well. Okay. I had to do it. Had to do it. What else am I gonna find? You could stop at 5 or 6 stores. Or just one.
You could stop at 5 or 6 stores, or just one.
Okay, I am tarred. Not tired, but tarred. Well, as you can see, it is, well, I don't know if you can see or not, it's 20 of 6. And I have been up and working since the crack of you-know-who. Anyway, okay, that is the last one. Anchor Hocking Royal Ruby Red Punch Bowl with its base that is taped down inside with all those punch cups. What was I going to tell you? I have completely forgot what else I was going to tell you. Let's wrap it up with this. Tammy and David, we are still thinking about you. And you know what? Folks are setting some things aside. It's way too early, and I am not even going to pester you about this, but I thought it might cheer Tammy up. Tammy, you're gonna, and David, you're gonna have a house again. Tammy, you're gonna have a sofa again, and you know what? When you get that new sofa, whether it is 3 months or 6 months or 1 year, look what I have for you. I cannot wait. That is going on your sofa, and you're going to love it, and you know it. It's clean, it doesn't smell like cigarette smoke, and it is just your, I had to do it. So I'm going to put that away. That's going to be one of your house warming gifts. And David, I've been putting away some Manhattan for you, and I can't remember who it was. I think I know who it was, but I don't want to say because I'll mess it up. I will give them credit some other time. One of your lovely people bought some Manhattan during one of my live sales a week ago and told me to put it aside for you. I'll tell you who that was. I don't want to say the wrong person, but I'll give you credit the next time. Okay, well, as you can see, I even stopped at the gym and did 30 minutes on the treadmill. Well, you have to because there's a thrift shop and then a gym and then a thrift shop. So I got my exercise in as well. Now I've got to go home because I'm going out tonight. So thank you for shopping with me today. We'll do a big review sooner or later, and I can't wait to show you that bookcase. Until then, I want to thank you for shopping along with me today. Talk about it in the box below. And I'll see you the next time. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop saying thanks for watching. Wait for the cat. And so long for now.